Well, hello there, and this is Auntie, and I am out here to do a review on 90 Day Fiancé, Season 5, Episode 20. If this is your first time being here, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. To all of my new subscribers, thank you so much for subscribing and becoming part of the family. And to all of my nieces and nephews who've been with me for the long haul, thank you all so much for being here and your continued support. I appreciate you all a bunch. As you all know, Auntie has been battling the sinus infection, and I am feeling better and better every day. But let me tell you something. What I wasn't going to do is leave you all empty-handed and not give you a review on these 90 days mofos. Crazy from the giddy up. Okay? So we're going to go ahead on and get started with these crazy mofos. I not only got me a box of tissue, but I got me a roll of toilet paper. And I was like, if I got to sit up here and bark and hack and cough all through this whole goddamn thing, that's exactly what I'm about to do for my nieces and nephews. Because let me tell you something, you all are the best YouTube nieces and nephews, YouTube family ever. So come on, let's get started. The first couple we see is Andrei and Elizabeth. He has come over to the United States of America. Hi, boo. So Andrei is here. She meets him at the airport, and they're excited about him being here. Looks like Elizabeth have gotten her a nice little apartment. Look like she moved out of her parents' home and everything. Because she said, you know, basically I want to be with my Amazon man all to myself. So I was like, okay, you go ahead, get it, go, girl, get it, don't stop, get it. Anyway and anywho, they come to the apartment. He likes it. He likes the spaciousness in there. And, you know, basically, you know, she has a little, you know, some mattresses on the floor. And, you know, he's like, well, where's the frame? And she's like, it's outside. We got to go and get it and bring it in and put it up. And he's like, okay, then that's what we do. Matter of fact, we can go ahead on and just stay and romp around like this. She's like, okay, boo, then that's what we're going to do. Basically, Elizabeth wants her family to not, you know, agree necessarily with what she's doing, but she wants their damn support, which basically means, I need your money, Daddy. I still need to keep my day job. And I'm just like, you know what? Bye, boo. Bye. So the next thing we see is Molly and Lewis. Molly's got a couple of little concerns about her boy Lewis. She reflected back to a couple of conversations, the inappropriate ass conversation that he had with Olivia. And you know, the chalk incident with little Kinsley. And she got some concerns about whether or not he can be a proper dad. So she says, okay, we're going to go ahead on to the park. Little Kinsley's sitting in the back with her little, you know, 4th of July outfit on. Looking just as cute as she could be. They get to the park and, you know, Kinsley's like, I've been hit before. Molly wants to, you know, she knows that Lewis is not qualified to be a stepdad at this point. She realizes that the adjustment has just been a little bit too much for him. So, you know, she wants to kind of observe some things on her own, because I'm sure she's been getting some reports from Big Papa about the girls coming back and telling on them. So, you know, they basically go over to the playground. She said, I'm going to sit right here and make a couple of little business phone calls. You go ahead. But at the same time, we know that she's sitting over there observing to see how he handles it. So little Kinsley, you know, he takes her out the car and everything. Little Kinsley was like, put me down. Put me down. I don't like you. Little Kinsley's letting him know, I don't like you. They go over to the playground and everything. She see a swing. Put me up here. Put me on the swing, damn it. So he put her on the swing and everything. She all excited. She get buckled in the front like a little car seat. And Lewis don't know how to push her. What I really think that Lewis' problem is that Lewis wants to be seen. Like, that ass needs attention. So Kizzy don't like the way he pushed him. She said, get in the back of me. Get in the back of the swing. You know, right now she doing like, you know, a little bit, you know, her weight in the swing. Get in the back. He like, okay, what I'm getting the back for? She said, because you don't push right here. You don't push people on the side of the swing. You got to get in the back. He don't want to listen to what she has to say because he feel like, you know, she's been disrespectful anyway. The hell she know. I'm trying to tell you, Louis, her little ass been here before. But anyway, I digress. She don't like the way he's pushing her, so she says basically, take me off the swing now, damn it. She said, please. She said it nicely. He want to play the game with her. Act like he didn't understand what she was saying. He's causing, you know, confusion and everything with the baby. I don't understand this, Louis. You already know that Kinsley don't particularly like you. Walk on eggshells, boo. Walk on eggshells. She said, I said, please, can you please take me out? He acting like he can't figure out what she's saying and everything because at the same time he's trying to play. Molly's sitting on the side. She watching everything that's going on. So, Molly, you ain't dumb to the fact about what's going on with your baby. So, you know, they run on over and everything. Kinsley says she won't go down the slime board. I was a little concerned because when kids come down the slime boards, you know, their little legs be a little gapped open. But, you know, Molly took care of that. She had some cute little red shorts on Kinsley, so I was cool with it. He said, you want to go back up again? She said, no, I want to slide again. I'm going to go over here. So Molly, you know, observing and everything, she's like, watch her over there. He says, she don't need to be watched. She grown as hell. She all right. So, of course, you know, she got her little flip-flops on and she slides. She almost falls, has a near-death experience. Molly says, see, I told you, you need to be watching her. He said, that ass is okay. Trust me. Ain't nothing wrong with the baby. She ain't gonna die. He said, even if her little grown ass falls, she ain't gonna die. He said, she ain't gonna die. Kinsley said, I could have broke my arm or my leg. Marlene. So anyway, they go back over, you know, and everything. They talking with the whoop whoop and the boop boop boop. It just don't seem clear. Something is off with the lighting on here. Hold on, y'all, while I try to make the adjustment to this daggone thing. Now you got that light right there in your face. So it's just something ain't right. And I don't like it because it's shining back. It's shining bright like a diamond, like a Rihanna video or something. Is that better? Let me see if that's better. Okay. It's reflecting off that lampshade. That's what it is. Okay, so maybe I need to sit like this a little bit. Y'all excuse Auntie while she get this together. Is that better? That look a little better. Okay. I'm hoping that looks better. So anyway, you know, they basically, you know, Molly comes over there. She's like, you know, hey, Louis, I've been observing you. You ain't really ready for this. You sure you really want to be a daddy? He was like, everything happening so fast. It really is. 90 days is not enough when you got 2 children in 2 different age brackets. And then you got this man over there who's, you know what I'm saying, 1 hour older than your daughter. He isn't equipped. She said the thing is not can you do this, but do you want to do it? He looks at her with a long stare and says, yeah, I want to do it. But I'm basically not going to make you any promises. That was the first intelligent thing that I have heard Louis say the whole entire time that he's been there. He absolutely can't make any promises because he's a kid himself. He has no background, no training, no experience in being a dad. And Molly, you are asking a lot from him. She says, you know, basically, I know that, you know, this isn't, you know, what you're used to or what you're ready for, but I got a lot of stuff going on and I really need your help. Hi, Nanny. Hire somebody who's equipped to do that, so that this man can come in there and make the necessary adjustments that he needs to make, and not be just thrown into fatherhood. It's one thing to be thrown into fatherhood because you find out that your girlfriend is pregnant. It's another thing to go into fatherhood and the child is 6 and 17 years old. That's just a whole different ball game. And Lewis is not equipped for it. He has made inappropriate comments to Olivia, and it seems like, basically he and Molly have had that necessary conversation. And he realizes that Kinsley and Olivia don't like him. But you know what? At this point, it don't really take a rocket scientist for him to figure out that they don't like him and that he is failing at this thing called fatherhood. But hopefully, excuse me, y'all, eventually he'll get it down. The next person we see is Andrei and David. She is leaving to come to the United States. She's excited about it, but she knows she's married, getting ready to get married to Brokeback Mountain. She understands that David doesn't have a pot to piss it in, a window to throw it out of, and that her whole existence, her whole life is going to be dependent upon Chris and Nikki. So, basically she has to go to her parents' house and say goodbye. She's the only girl, and so she has to go, and tell her mom, I'm out. So, she's basically packing the bag, and the mom is asking the necessary questions. The mom is concerned about her going to America and being disrespected by Americans, being looked down on and not really looked at as the woman that she is. She should be concerned because she's marrying a guy who has nothing. And you know what? Nothing from nothing leaves nothing. She's going over there with nothing, not a savings or anything, and he's going over there, with the same thing. But anyway, she tells her mom not to worry, it's going to be okay. The mom's like, you're going to be gone for a long time. She's like, I've never had to say goodbye. Well, and it's time to say goodbye, and it's time to go to the airport. And basically, you and the mom, y'all can try to Skype or talk or, do whatever you do with the whoop whoop and the boop boop boop. But at this point, Andy, it's time to go. And then we see David. He's outside with the father, and the father gives him this little thing that goes across his body and tells him that it's for good luck and for protection. And then he's supposed to wear it all the time, even when he's taking a shower. And, when he goes to bed at night, put it up under his pillow. But you know what? When I looked at it, it looked like a string of bullets. And I said, you know what? You're going to be safe after all, buddy. All you got to do is find a gun that matches it, and you're going to be good to go. David's a complete idiot, y'all, and I don't have no respect for him whatsoever. And you know what? Annie knows what she's gotten herself into. But the mother said, you know what? She's going over to America. I'm expecting great things from her. She's got it made, and she's going to be able to take care of her family and friends. The mother is basically going, allowing the daughter to go out there and get pimped out so that she can send some goods and some money back to them. It's a daggone shame that, he had to pay for her, because really they should have been paying him. Maybe he would have a little bit more money. But anyway, next person we see is Azan and Nicole. Azan is, basically taking Nicole to the damn gym. Excuse me, y'all. He taking her ass to the gym. He said, I need her to be healthy. I need her to be strong. She's just too fat for me. I can't deal with this. I've been trying to deal with this. She's been here for 25 days now, and I'm sick of being smothered. I'm sick of my life looking like it's flashing before my eyes every time I get a hug from her ass. So basically, he takes her to the gym and everything, and, they doing jumping jacks. And she like, no, I don't want to do that. She's very familiar with that because in American schools, you learn that when you in elementary school and PE. She don't want to do that. He like, yeah, come on, just do a little bit. So she does. They put her fat ass up on the treadmill. He got her running, not walking. You know what I'm saying? And so, basically he's wearing her out. He's taking her through a whole workout regimen. We see her struggling with the dumbbells and everything and acting like she has never done any type of exercise whatsoever in her life. Nicole, you are one pathetic, pathetic, pathetic girl. You have over exaggerated this thing because basically you just don't want to do anything that Azan says. You want Azan the way that you want him. And you don't want to, make any compromises on your behalf. Here's the thing, Nicole. This is bettering you. This is going to help you. But you don't want to do anything that is going to better or help you. You will say that, if he really loves me, he will accept me the way that I am. That's true in a sense. But everybody needs some type of self-improvement. There's nothing wrong with trying to improve your body, the longevity of your life. God damn, just work out a little bit. Try hard. You just don't want to do anything at all. You want your cake and you want to eat it too. And you want to... So, basically, she's sitting there and everything, acting like everything killing her. He got her standing up doing squats. And she's sitting up there, can't even do the squats. And I'm like, for real? She's crying on the gym floor. Who goes to the gym and cries? Nicole. She's standing out there crying and everything. And he said, I just want to have a happy, healthy life with me, Nicole, and May. He's not asking for anything unreasonable from her. She's taking him the way he is. You know what I'm saying? Nicole says, when they talking about the working out, Nicole sits up there in Azan's face and says, Azan, do you know what you asking me to do? Do you know what you asking me to do? And he was like, yeah, I'm asking you to work out and to eat healthier and to live a healthier life. And she's like, well, you know what? So you don't love me anyway? You don't love me anyway? And he's like, okay, exactly. He says, Nicole, if you don't lose the weight, I may not come to America. Because you're so obese and you're so fat and you're so pathetic and you're so lazy. It's so unattractive. He said, I know that I love you, but no, Azan, you don't love her. You don't love her. There's something else that's driving you. And it absolutely is not love. But Nicole, nothing is driving you. You just want to get him over there and get, a ready-made penis to wake up to in the morning and a ready-made babysitter. But you're not getting any of that stuff out of Azan. I'm sorry. He gonna come here, boo, and he gonna flip the script on you so daggone fast. Because at the end of the day, you are lazy and you are pathetic. Who stands on the gym floor and cries like that and act like, just because you're doing a squat for a couple of minutes? You see what I'm saying? So that means that you ain't riding nothing. That means you just laying on your back. Come on, Nicole. Like, I'm done. I don't want to get foul and nasty. I will save that for our live chat nightcap tomorrow. Because at our live chat nightcap tomorrow, I'm definitely going to say exactly what I need to say. But this is the clean version for all those people who like Auntie to do clean versions. The next pathetic couple we see is Evelyn and Cotton freaking David. Evelyn living back, honey, in the Fred Flintstone primitive ages, goes and see this little raggedy ass apartment in a little raggedy ass part of wherever the hell she is. She sits up there and tells him, this raggedy, pathetic apartment that she likes it because it's vintage. Vintage like her hairstyle. David ain't buying it. He doesn't like it. This couple does not get along because they are absolutely incompatible. I don't know when they're going to find out and recognize that they're incompatible, but they absolutely are freaking compatible. There's nothing that they agree on. Not even how many flakes come in a box of Frosted Flakes. They don't agree on anything. He's saying, why would we go and get an apartment? She's saying, we staying in a budget of $900. Okay? She goes to look at an apartment that's $1,200. He said, let's find something that's $800 because I ain't staying here. I'm not staying here. She said, you are going to stay here. This is where my life is. Excuse me, y'all. And you need to get used to it. Okay. Okay. I got you to get used to it. See, if I was him, I would chuck the deuces and cut my losses. I would be back. And I wouldn't even leave a note. I wouldn't even leave a note. I would just look up and be back at home. I wouldn't even care if I didn't have toed up. She's saying, you know, David is not embracing Claremont. And she says that he has to deal with the fact that right now he's here. Here's a fun fact, Evelyn. He's going to be gone before you know it. The next couple we see again is Elizabeth and Andrei. She says Andrei makes her feel like a woman. She said her family thinks that he's coming to America just to be here. Elizabeth, you're not telling the story all the way. You telling him one thing and you telling them something different. She tells Andrei that her family is worried that they're going to have to support both of them. Basically, they are, because your dad is basically supporting you. They're putting a bed together that the father gave them. The father blessed them with the bed they getting ready to have sex on. And so you mean to tell me that your daddy ain't right, that your brother's not right, that your sister's not right? They are going to be supporting. Andrei says, you know, I got money saved up. She says, well, you're going to have to show it to him. He said, I ain't showing them jack. She says, well, I don't mean it in that way. I mean, you just going to have to communicate that to him. Again, he looks like I ain't communicating nothing to him. She's worried that Andrei, because he's so quick-tempered, that he's going to be fighting with the family and fighting with the father and fighting with the brothers. But you will bring him over here and marry him. Moving on. Next thing we see is David and Annie. They arrive in the United States. She says this is her dream. She is now in another country. She's in the United States of America, and she is thrilled. They head over to Chris and Nikki's house, which is where they're going to be staying until he goes back to Kentucky. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's basically where he is from. He's from Louisville, Kentucky. Sound familiar? Yup, better do. You know, Chris picks them up basically from the airport with the little girl. The little girl goes and runs and gives Annie some flowers and everything, and all is right with the world. And then, you know, the next thing we see, you know, is them leaving, and he's telling her in the car that there, you know, there's a village in Los Angeles called Thailand, and anytime she feels like she wants to be at home, she can go there. What the hell? You think that that's... She says she's basically scared to stay with, excuse me, Chris and Nikki, because, you know, this man ain't got nothing. She's basically going to be living on the mercy of this couple. She wants to have her own place. She said, David ain't no better than me. I came here with a suitcase, and so did he. He don't have no money. He don't have anything. They get to the house and everything. They got a nice little American cake for her there, you know, with her name on it, welcome to America. And Nikki's there's another couple and the brother, Nikki's brother. Nikki brother is like one of them queens, boo. He's the queen of all queens. He is ready to get into it. He is asking question after question after question. I was sitting up there laughing so cotton freaking hard. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, we're going to go hard on this tomorrow. Do y'all hear me? We're going to go hard tomorrow. She said they asked a question after question after question, question, and more question. He sit up there, honey, with that red cup that's sitting up there, girl. He asked, you know, how old were the kids? He found out that the kids was 28 and 27 years old. He took that little plastic cup and crunched that thing up and said, what? What did you just say? He said he ain't even told him about the marriage. That he's getting ready to get married to the woman. Nikki brother about to turn the whole goddamn house. Nikki brother about to turn the whole goddamn house out. Do you hear me? He about to flip over some chairs and some more stuff. Because see, he one of them type people, he don't care. His ass was asking question after question. He was shooting them things out like a gun. You understand what I'm saying? He said, this is unbelievable to me. Nikki had already told the brother what was going down in the hood. You understand what I'm saying? And he came in with that red cup filled of some Hennessy, boo. Hennessy and Coke. And he was like, yeah, I'm asking every damn thing. Everything Nikki wanted to know and didn't have the guts enough to ask. Nikki says, you know what? He doesn't have a car, money, or a home. He just like me. He got a bag. And you came here with them. They walking around the house. They looking at the bedroom and everything. He tells her, you know, he basically, well, he tells us, because he ain't told her jack. You understand what I'm saying? He said, you know what, I hope she don't get used to this, because when we go to Louisville, it ain't going to be nothing like this. She already know. She already know. Next thing we see is dumbass Azan and Nicole again. See, they've been there for a month. They've been arguing like, I don't know what, like cats and dogs. Azan basically done. He can't wait for another 5 days for that ass to go back over to America. This couple is not going to work out. It ain't going to happen for him. So anyway, you know what? He goes over to the aunt house. It's 2:45 p.m. and that ass is still laying up in the bed. He says she's just lazy. She's just lazy. She is. She's pathetically lazy. He says that he comes over there at 3-4 o'clock and she's still asleep. So when does she work at the bistro? She makes an excuse up and says that the reason why she's laying in the bed and she's tired is because May gets up during the middle of the night. She got to keep changing her diaper. Why the hell ain't that little girl potty trained? May is old enough to be potty trained. If she's old enough to run around and act a plum fool, if she's talking and communicating and using words, she is old enough to say pot, potty, pot, toilet, can, dump, pee-pee, boo-boo. Why ain't that girl potty trained? You mean to tell me all the adults in her life don't feel like this baby need to be potty trained yet? And she's not sleeping all night? Why the hell ain't she sleeping all night? Baby starts sleeping all night 3, 4, 5 months. Here she is 15 and that ass ain't sleeping all night yet. Nicole, you failing as a mom. You're going to put a child out there into society, boo, and that's going to be a damn menace. Excuse me, if you don't fix this. You've got to fix this to step up and be responsible for it. He said, you know what? She almost died at the damn gym, so I'm going to go ahead and take her on a hike. So he takes her ass out on a hike. She's dying on the hike. At this point, she's arguing with Azan because she's like, bitch, I'm not losing weight. I'm happy the way I am, and I'm not going to lose any weight. I don't care how many hikes, exercises, cutting back on. If I get a 6-piece, I only eat 5.5 pieces of the nuggets. I'm not losing any weight. Is this a deal breaker for you? He's saying no, but it's his mind is telling him no, but her body is telling him yes. He don't want to be with her. She's too fat for him. He says that he's attracted to her, but he's not attracted to her whatsoever. He's not attracted to the laziness. When a man just keep calling you lazy, 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 over and over and over again, it's almost verbal abuse. It's almost mental abuse. It's fat girl abuse. It's obese girl abuse. Now here it is. I know I need to lose weight. But if somebody keeps saying it over and over and over and over again, it's not a motivator. It's not going to motivate me to lose weight. It's just not. It just is what it is. Her ass is fat and she doesn't have any intentions on doing anything about it. And she wants you to accept her Azan just the way she is. If you can't, young, roll out. But you know what? You got an agenda. You got a green card that you after. So you trying to fix her behind the damn scenes. She's already shown you who the hell she is. Believe her. She's a fat girl that like chicken nuggets and french fries and pizza. And then her baby getting up in the middle of the night. What the hell? She gonna tell him she ain't never worked out before. And because she's been working out with him a couple of times, he need to appreciate that. Don't nobody need to appreciate that but your ass. You working out is benefiting you. That ain't benefiting Azan. Next thing we see is Molly and Lewis again. Molly is in a nail shop with Olivia and they getting pedicures. She wants to bond with her daughter. I really was touched by this particular episode. This particular scene, because it really showed that, Molly is doing some thinking. So she sits there with Olivia and, they talk about everything, And she says, she's like, thanks for coming out with me. And she was like, thanks for inviting me, Mom. And she was like, I noticed you don't want to spend no time with me. She said, because everything is about Lewis. Everything is about what he want to eat, what he want to drink. I got to go buy plantains because he like plantains. This is a chance and an opportunity for them to have a mother-daughter talk, for them to really be honest about things. And I was happy that Olivia took the opportunity to do just that. Olivia goes into a dialogue and says, you know what, hey, Mom, none of my girlfriends have to worry about their mother bringing some man over here from another country that they've never met before, and he lives in the house with us. None of my friends have to worry about that, but that's something, unfortunately, Mom, that you put on my plate. It's not fair for a man to come over here from another country and take my mother away from me. And Molly assures Olivia that you and Kinsley are the best things that ever happened to me. You are the most important things in my life. And I'm telling you, as they begin to cry, I begin to cry. I thought it was really, really good to have that heart-to-heart mother-daughter talk. Now Olivia understands, Mom. She understands what it is. She just wants her mother back. She wants to be loved. She doesn't like the invasion of her privacy. She doesn't like how you crooning and everything over Lewis, and how everything is about him and his needs are being met. It's an adjustment that never took place. But having this conversation is opening up the door. And I think the lady, the little nosy ass Vietnamese lady that was doing their feet, that kept interjecting up in the conversation, that I would have told her to shut the hell up. She told Olivia, she said, you getting ready to go to college. And your mother needs somebody. And I thought that was very honest, and it gave Olivia an opportunity to think about it. Just for a second. To think that was true. Molly asked her, don't you just want me to be happy? And Olivia said, at the end of the day, Mommy, I do. She said, I know I yell at you. I know I scream at you, and I know that you disrespectful as hell. But at the end of the day, you're my daughter. And I was very, very touched by that conversation between the two of them. And Olivia said, at the end of the day, I want my mother to be happy too. She says, Mom, I want to be able to pick out the food for the reception, because I'd be goddamn if I want to eat another plantain. And so, they kind of make light up. And she says, and Mom, you know what? I'll go with you and pick out the wedding dress. Molly, you've grown up, girl. You've grown up. It appears that you are seeing some things and coming to a realization that some stuff really needed to be checked with your boy. I'm proud of you. We're going to go into that too. Next thing we know, we see tired ass Evelyn and David. Let me tell you, TLC, cut their asses off next season. Season 6, we'll need to see them. Evelyn is so goddamn rude. I'm trying to tell you, I cannot take this little. I don't even want to say anything about her, but I'm sure that there's people out here who want to talk about Evelyn's raggedy muffin ass. I just cannot stand her. There's nothing that I like about this girl. I don't like how she treats David. I don't like how she wants to stay in Claremont. Like that ass can't see anything outside of her rat cage. There's nothing going on in Claremont. It looked dilapidated. It looked like 5 people living over there. And then she's going to run over there and take him to the studio with her because Mike is her producer. Mike going to sit up there and talk about how important it is for them to have a relationship. Nobody need no relationship with their producer. Just do your damn job. David is saying, look, we in 2017. I know you want this vintage ass apartment and you want this vintage haircut and you want to be with your vintage hippie looking ass parents, and I know you want all of that stuff. But at the end of the day, I'm a modern man and I want to live like a modern man. And if we move to Virginia or wherever the hell we move at, you can get a producer that can do the same damn thing Mike doing, if not better. Because your ass ain't, it ain't like you. Nobody checking for you. Nobody checking for your stuff. I've never heard of your ass until today. I can't stand the way that she talks to him. I can't stand the way that she's making everybody else get in this conversation. If I was David, I'd be like, I'm not talking about where I want to live and why I want to live there to you or to anybody else. Anyway, moving along, we see Aika and Josh. Aika is sitting up there with another woman's ring on her finger. Josh makes the excuse to say, this is the ring that my mother gave me and told me to get it to my wife. But oops, I accidentally gave it to the previous wife. What the hell? It is no longer a ring that is viable for you to be given to anybody. She doesn't like the fact that she got the ring on her finger. She wants another ring. They go to a jeweler. His broke ass is sitting up there making her look at... Aika is an independent woman. She had a job over there in the Philippines. Yeah, she wanted to come to the United States. But she just like Aunt Feezy. She said, bitch, you made me a promise. And I need you to keep the promise that you made. And he gonna sit up in there and talk about, well, there's other things that got to go on with the wedding and everything. So, the ring isn't important. No, the ring is important. She said, that's important. That's a promise that you made me. It's symbolic. See, he got her over here now. He want to pimp her out, try to make her a model and all that kind of stuff. Put her ass on the corner and do whatever he got to do with her. You understand what I'm saying? But he not keeping his promise with his broke ass, wiggly eye. Y'all, I'm trying to tell y'all, I'm really trying to back up off of Josh, but I don't like Josh. Josh is a loser. With a capital L. Loser. And Aika has realized the bitch ain't got his own place. He probably driving around in the leased vehicle. He don't have anything. And then he got the nerve to have me walking around with a dead woman's ring on. And a ring that was given to another woman. And he won't even keep his promise and buy me a ring. And I'm in here nickel and diamond. She was pissed. Aika was pissed. As she should have been. Next thing we see is Molly. She is, at the wedding bridal shop with her mother and Olivia, and they're looking at dresses. Molly comes out with a dress on that's just hideous as hell. The first one was a corseted dress. It didn't look right on her at all. The next dress she comes out, with, basically, before I say that, the lady had asked Olivia, what kind of dress would you like to see your mother in? Or had you imagined your mother? And she said, I never imagined my mother in a dress. I didn't think she would get married. But she quickly came back and said, but you know what? Any dress she picks will be fine, because all Lewis talks about is this is my wife. So he'd be happy in whatever my mother has on. The mother says she's eccentric. Molly says she's eccentric. She likes all kind of colors. But that Lewis is a traditional man. Okay. So she's getting a white dress for him. All right. Okay. Whatever. Excuse me. I know y'all hear me wheezing. Don't worry about it. Auntie is getting better every day. Don't worry about the wheezing. So anyway, she basically, does what she does. She comes out with the second dress on, and it's a sweetheart dress. A-line. Was it A-line? No, it was a straight dress, and it had a nice little fishtail in the back. It was absolutely beautiful. Molly, you're going to make one beautiful bride. The lady asked Molly, who's going to walk you down the aisle? She's like, I don't know, because Big Daddy Pappa, he's acting funny ever since he been, dating Nicole and Auntie. Let me stop. Hey, Big Papa. Hi, Big Daddy Papa. But anyway, so, she's basically like, I don't know what I'm going to do. And the lady says, you know what? It don't have to be your daddy. It could be your mom. And the mom cries and everything, and she's like, I'll do whatever Molly need me to do. This is my only daughter, and I want her to be happy. I thought it was absolutely touching. Let me find out I'm about to be part of the family. Call me Big Daddy Papa. Right, Matt? There you go. You be just the antibiotic I need. Sweat all this cold. Sweat all this sinus infection about your auntie. Let me stop. Oh, God, let me stop. Next person we see is Andrei and Elizabeth, boo. They is sitting up there at the diner waiting on Daddy and brother to come. Daddy and brother came up in there with invisible guns blazing. He thought he was going to sit up there and be indignant and talk big trash to Daddy and Charles, and they was like, oh no. They was asking him, what you going to do? How you going to take care of the family? The father flat out told him, I'm taking care of her. I'm taking care of Elizabeth. Elizabeth ain't got nothing that I didn't give her. She works for my company, and that ass works part-time. So when or how do you plan on taking care of my daughter? See, Andrei ain't talk that trash and say, you know what, I got money saved. He ain't say nothing like that. Oh, all we need is rent paid and we need this. And father said, so when you going to be able to work? When you going to contribute? He said, after I get that green card. The father said, okay. Okay, that's what I thought. So again, like I said, as a man, how do you plan on taking care of my daughter? He said, I feel like I'm going to be a truck driver after I get my green card. So the father said, well, what if she wants to, you want to do, so do you plan on staying here? He said, I ain't came to marry no country. I came to marry a woman. That ain't sit right with the father or with Charles. See, Charles is daddy. He is sidekick. He is right-hand partner. He was like, oh, nah, hell no. Wrong answer. He said, so do you plan on going back to Moldova? So you say you ain't marrying a country, you marrying a woman, you plan on going back? He said, yeah. Then Elizabeth going to talk about something, you know what, he's the head of my household and I'll go back with him. The father said, oh yeah. Charles said, you know what, I wouldn't go back to Moldova. The only way that I would go back there is if he was a prince, the king of Moldova. They was out there laughing and chuckling. The father said, you know what, Andrei, since you feel like you got it all figured out and all y'all need is rent and all y'all need is a little bit of love for the next 90 days, y'all asses on y'all own. They weren't expecting that to come out Daddy's mouth. They thought Daddy was going to punk out. Daddy picked his stuff up and said, deuces, see y'all later, bitch, get the check. Daddy didn't even pay the check. I said, how about that, Elizabeth? He gonna sit up there and say out his mouth, Elizabeth think that I'm gonna be fighting her father and her brother. That's primitive. I'm too civilized for that. But how'd your civilized ass like when Daddy walked up off that table and told y'all both y'all on your own. Figure it out for yourself, bitch. You all that? Figure it out. Elizabeth said, God dang, I didn't think it was going to go like this. I need my family's help. Now she ain't even got a job. The father flat laid it out. That ass work part-time. All you want is a green card so you can work? Yeah, okay. Do you, boo, do you. The next thing we see is dumb Josh and the kid again. Aika. He got Aika sitting up there at the restaurant. I'm going to tell her that she is acting obsessed over getting a ring. She said, I ain't acting obsessed over getting a ring. The ring symbolizes the love. If you don't give me the ring that you promised to give me, then I don't feel like you love me. She said, basically, the only thing I'm out here, ain't nothing here for me. I gave up my whole life to be here with you, and all I got is just you. I need more than that. I need more than that. I'm not happy with just sitting around the house and being here for you. She says, basically, I want to have a child. I'm 36 years old, and you don't have anything to offer me. We living with roommates. You's a broke man. And the least you could do is keep your promise. And she's like, you know, come on, that's all I expect. And you know what? That was the same thing with Aunt Fiza with George. All she wanted George to do was keep his promise. You said that this is what you're going to do, then that's what I need you to do. She said when he talks about money and the ring, he said, you know, basically he feels like he's being used. She said, I ain't no materialistic type woman. Don't play them games up here with the cameramen and the grip men and all of everybody watching. You gonna sit up here and try to play me dumb? She said, I am not a materialistic woman. You made a promise and now all of a sudden you backing out of it. Ain't nobody using you. You don't have anything to use anybody with. What, a used towel? A used paper towel? You don't have anything. You're living with roommates and you're a grown man. You're almost 50. How in the hell you feeling used? She said, I'm over here with nothing. I don't have anything to show but your ass. He's sitting up there looking at her all rude and nasty, looking like he wanted to smack the taste buds out of his mouth. I think he, you know what I'm saying? I think, my opinion, allegedly, he seemed like he got some problem with his paws. He seemed like he'll whoop her ass. I didn't like the way he was looking at her in the confessional. He was out of line and out of order. She said he's full of talk and he's full of dreams, but he's lacking in the action department. I said he sure is, because he's Brokeback Mountain. Next thing we see is Lewis and Molly. Lewis and Molly are doing their thing with the woo-woo-boo. Jess is basically, you know, at the baseball field with Lewis. He said he glad he in the house because you know what, it breaks down some of the testosterone in the house. Lewis is at an awakening that none of the kids like him. Don't nobody like him but Jess. So they playing baseball. Lewis is talking all this big trash about, you know, he Dominican. That's what they do over there. They play baseball and everything. And he's like, nah, man, nah. So, you know, gets up in the batting cage and everything. And Jess is hitting him, just knocking him out the park. You know what I'm saying? And then Lewis is laughing. Lewis get up in there and can't hit one. He sits up in there and tells him, I don't like it here. Kinsley don't respect me. She disrespectful as hell. She's grown. And I don't like it. He says, I feel like I'm in jail. I feel like a prisoner in Molly's home. Jess is shocked to hear what he's hearing. He says, I'm going back to my country and I want Molly to come with me. Really? Well, guess what? That all floored him. Just said, well, you know, Molly got a business. She got kids. She got everything. She can't just pick up and leave. He said, well, I'm going to marry her. She's going to be my wife. And we going back to DR. And she's going to take all that American money and buy me a nice little home out there by the sea. And I'm going to live big, large, and in charge. We're going to open up us a little tiki hut, little restaurant. And I'll be serving drinks all day and all night on Molly's dime. And just like it ain't going to happen. See, because he's tired of fighting. He said all his life he's had to fight. He's had to fight his uncles, and he's had to fight his brother, and he never thought that he would have to be in the house and fight. Color purple, okay? Lewis tired. Them little girls that wore him down. He said, Kinsley like you. She love you to death. No, she don't, Jess. Jess said, well, you know what? You need to talk to Molly about that because this really seems to be an issue. And he was like, I ain't talking to her because she gonna get sad. I'm gonna marry her first. Then I'm gonna hit her with it. Just as it ain't his responsibility. Although him and Molly have been friends all his life, it ain't his responsibility to give his sister the heads up. Oh, yes, it is. You need to tell him. You need to tell her. The next thing we see is Azan and Nicole. They wrapped the episode up. Azan came to the room late at night. Baby May is asleep. Nicole's laying on the bed. Large and ain't in charge. And he tell her he going out for the night. And she's pissed. Both of them agree that they've been arguing too much. They've been arguing too much. Nicole was like, well, you know what? May is asleep. We can't sit and watch TV or do any of that kind of stuff. Azan said, hell no, my friend's down at the cafe waiting on me. I'm out. I'm out. He goes down to the cafe with his friend. He's talking about her like a dog. See, because he's making up in his mind right now, I don't want to go to America. Because she's not going to change. She doesn't respect my culture here. She says that American culture is different. So I know she's not going to respect my culture when I get over there. And I don't know how many people over there I'm going to be familiar with or who are going to be familiar with my culture. When will I ever get to see my culture again? She's not wanting to lose weight or do any of that here. And so when she's over there in America and she has the upper hand, she really ain't going to do what I want her to do. And the friend is like, you know, what the hell is going on with the baby? He said, man, the baby don't never go to sleep. He said, man, the baby like a little demon. She'll never sleep. She always up all night long. She sits there making excuses, says, baby May gets up in the middle of the night because she hungry. You ain't feed her enough during the day? She ain't eat enough during the day? She got a tapeworm? Why the baby ain't sleeping? It's because the baby doesn't have a consistent sleeping habit. You want Azan to be something that he absolutely is not and cannot and will not ever be. And that's a ready-made babysitter. He's out with his friends. They taking, you know, they having shots. The friend is like, your life ain't gonna be the same because you got a baby. Nicole's back at the hotel at the aunt's house complaining, saying she wished that he had not gone out. She know that they've been arguing and they've been having problems. But she just wants him to communicate with her. You're extremely difficult to communicate with. Just in case you didn't know, Nicole. You're extremely difficult because you assume, you don't listen. You talk to talk, but not to listen. See, most of communication is listening and talking to be heard and listening to hear. So when Azan talks to you about your weight, the first thing that you want to say is, can't you accept me the way I am? No, bitch, that's not what he said. He said he needs you to lose weight. He said he wants you to live a healthy life, but you got an excuse for everything. You go hiking and you can't appreciate the hike because you know that this is, his underlying way of trying to get you to do something that he's communicated to you over and over. See, at this point, you need to make a decision for yourself about what you want to do. Now, you and Azan are at the place where neither one of y'all want to be the first to say goodbye. Because neither one of us wants to be the first to say goodbye. The friend is telling him, take it easy, man. It's going to be an adjustment. I was going to sit up there tell him he changing the baby diaper. You could tell the way that he said it that he feels uncomfortable with it. The baby ain't sleeping. The baby's not doing this. He says the relationship between him and Nicole would be different if baby May wasn't in the picture. Unfortunately, there's nothing you can do about that. Baby May is here and she's here to stay. Here you are. You have a child who has a child who's irresponsible. Doesn't know how to take care of her child and do the right thing. Tomorrow we're going to light these mofos up. Auntie had to come out here tonight and give y'all a review. I'm so glad to be back out. I'm so behind on my videos, and I was like, you know what, at this point I can't, there's no way that I can catch up, but just be out there, be on the lookout for my videos. Tomorrow we will be here 9 o'clock sharp, 9 o'clock sharp, doing our live chat and nightcap, and I look so forward to being with you all again. This is like day 3, day 2, day 3 of me being on antibiotics. And like I said, I am getting better and better every day. Healthier and healthier. My voice is coming back. I'm not wheezing as much. Even though there is a tens of a wheeze, I don't want you all to be stressed out and worried about me at all. We will be out here tomorrow at 9 o'clock to do our review. Live chat nightcap. And I'm looking so forward to being out here with y'all. Start y'all week out tomorrow wonderful. Get up nice and early and on time. Do what you got to do with the whoop whoop and the boop boop boop. I know that this video is late, but you know I come out at 10 o'clock and do it. And it takes me an hour to do it because we're looking at a 2-hour show now. So just be ready tomorrow. I may try to come out a little earlier at 8:30 because I know that it's going to be a live video, a long video, just chatting and nightcapping with you all. But I just can't wait to see you and wait to see your comments and just be with you one more time. Love you all so much and have a wonderful night and a great start to your work week.